My name is Chris Taylor. I'm the Director of Marketing at Cybereason, and I'm responsible for demand generation programs globally. Cybereason is a company that protects people and information in today's open and connected world. So that means that our XDR platform delivers future-ready attack prevention that ends cyber attacks on the endpoint, across enterprises, to everywhere that the cyber battle is being waged. Really what we were looking to solve, and the problem we had was we knew that our platform and our services have a huge addressable market. We know there are deals active all the time, and that this is a critical part of a lot of enterprise organizations' budget, their security budget. But we needed to find those opportunities more reliably, and we needed to find them earlier on in the buyer's journey. What PeerSpot does is it provides us with intent data-driven leads that we have a high degree of confidence are not just the right people, they're not just the right contacts in the organization, but they're actually the right people at the right time. So we know that these are people who are evaluating products like ours and making purchasing decisions before they're actually formally in kind of the procurement process, or they're more formally in the sales process. When we tested the PeerSpot leads, we saw over 10% conversion from the lead to a initial discovery conversation with the prospect. And when I compare that to other sources of leads, it's light years ahead of other lead sources. So when we think about the cost per lead and the investment we're making, and the cost per opportunity, and we compare the PeerSpot leads with other sources, the ROI becomes very clear to us. So when I look at other comparable sources of leads, they could be content syndication leads, they could be trade show leads, they could just be contacts that we've imported from other sources. PeerSpot leads continuously outperform other leads that come from other sources. We get a conversion rate. Our BDRs, our business development reps, are able to hit a conversion rate when they work these leads and turn them into net new business opportunities and sales conversations, and ultimately into qualified pipeline. Our BDRs have continuously come to me and told me anecdotally that they see much higher value and much higher quality with the PeerSpot leads. When we first tested the PeerSpot leads with the BDRs, we saw this phenomenal conversion rate. And so, we had to work with the BDRs to make sure they understood who these leads are, why we're putting them in the lead queue for the business development reps to work them. But their initial success really took on a life of its own. So they continuously rave about how high quality the leads are. It's like they get somebody on the phone, and it's the right person, and the person is telling them, yeah, we have an opportunity, or we're about to kick off an RFP process. So your timing is great. It's almost magic. What I love about the smarter leads is it gives us the ability to ask additional qualifying questions of the leads, and the answers to those qualifying questions can be really helpful, valuable information that makes the BDR much more likely to be able to convert that lead into a sales conversation. So, for example, if through the qualifying question in the smarter leads, a prospect tells us that they have an RFP that they're kicking off in the next 3 months, well, that's a great piece of information for a business development rep to have when they pick up the phone and they get that prospect on the phone. It helps them tie it to something that's real. It helps them tie it to something that the lead has themselves offered and validated, and it certainly helps with the conversion to qualified sales pipeline. What we're able to do is we're able to take the PeerSpot intent signals and say, these are the organizations that are consuming more content and reading more customer reviews for your own products or for your competitors' products. And then when we can combine that with the other data, the de-anonymized website traffic, the campaign interactions, when they're coming to our events or downloading content from our website or attending our webinars, having all of that data normalized and aggregated and organized at the contact level and at the organizational level, that gives our sales reps and our business development reps unprecedented level of visibility into which organizations are in market and who at those organizations is likely leading the decision-making process. So it's a really powerful way when you can take this amazing intent data that PeerSpot has, and you can bake it into all of the other information that you can see about these contacts and organizations. It takes enterprise selling and marketing to an entirely new level. A lot of the third-party intent data is a little bit obscure where the data is coming from. So Demandbase's native intent data or ZoomInfo's intent data, they have their own methodologies. Bombora has another publisher collaborative methodology for generating intent data signals. But you really are limited in terms of how much ability. You really have to take on faith what these intent data signals are telling you. What's nice about the PeerSpot intent data is I know what the methodology is. I know that the PeerSpot website does nothing but provide detailed user reviews for products that belong in our category and our competitors' category. And the only reason someone would go to read a detailed product review of us or one of our competitors is because they're in an evaluation process. So I think connecting the intent signal to the actual buyer's intent, because I know why they're going to the PeerSpot website, means I have a lot more faith in the PeerSpot intent data signals, and that means I weight them more heavily. And it proves to be a much more accurate and reliable predictor of intent and purchasing interest. So I really started off with PeerSpot as a pilot, and we saw such great success that my colleagues in other geographies and in other teams started asking about it. It's a really nice luxury in marketing to have measurable data to show the positive impact and the ROI of an investment. It's so much of what we work on and spend our time and resources on in marketing. It can be difficult to very clearly show to the business how that's leading to key business outcomes and results. And so that's why with the PeerSpot leads, to be able to tie the results that we've seen to the investment, it's a great position to be in within an organization, to be able to show the value and really be able to point to it and use data to back that up. When we look at other review sites, what really sets PeerSpot apart from its competitors is the fact that they are only providing one thing, which is detailed customer reviews, really high quality, informative reviews that are meant to provide valuable information to the readers, and specifically to readers who are evaluating enterprise technology products, and in our case, enterprise security platforms. Because that is the only thing that PeerSpot is providing on their website, we know that the contacts that are going and consuming those reviews and reading those reviews, doing the research on the PeerSpot website, is exactly who we want to be talking to. At the end of the day, our platform and our services, they meet a critical need for enterprise organizations who are looking to strengthen their security posture from threats like ransomware and cyber attacks, which have never been higher than they are right now. So when our target customers are evaluating reviews and looking at review sites to try to understand what customers say about other endpoint detection and response, endpoint protection platforms, NGAV platforms, XDR platforms, when they're looking for those reviews, they're not just looking for who's got the highest star rating or a 2-line endorsement or something like that. This is not, you're not buying sneakers and takeout. These are critical enterprise systems, and so they're really looking to get to the extent possible from sophisticated end users of the platform, how that platform is working with their organization, the strengths and the weaknesses. They need the detail to really help inform their purchasing process and their evaluation process. And really, PeerSpot is the only review site where they're providing that level of detail in their reviews. And that translates not just into the leads, but into the intent data as well. That gives us signals into individual contacts that are engaging with our reviews or with our competitors' reviews, as well as intent data that helps present an additional signal for when organizations are in market. And when we can combine that with what we see from our own first-party intent data and who's hitting our website, who's engaging with our other marketing campaigns, it becomes a really powerful targeting tool for our prospecting and outreach efforts. Our relationship with our customer success manager at PeerSpot has been critical because they're not only providing responsiveness and support and helping us troubleshoot issues, they're really acting as a strategic advisor into our organization and into our demand generation engine. I would absolutely recommend PeerSpot to my colleagues, but not to my competitors. I have found that the access to critical data and critical targeting intelligence and the quality of the leads, which convert to real opportunities and real revenue pipeline for us, has exceeded the investment. And I look forward to continuing the partnership and growing the partnership throughout my career.